and we're very pleased to have with us someone who's been a bit of a star of 2020. We've got Jay Flynn, MBE no less. Yes, there we go. We can see him waving, and I like his choice of T-shirt as well. He's got one of these on as well. So yeah. Yes, thanks very much for joining us, Jay.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you for having me. It's a little bit different than what I normally do on a Thursday and a Saturday night. I can actually see people.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Now, maybe not everyone's actually aware of your story, so it might be quite nice to actually just give a little bit of a background about what happened back in March before lockdown started. We're about to start lockdown 2. So what actually happened back in March that had such a big impact?
Yeah, so Thursday nights were always my night of the week to go out and catch up with friends at a quiz night. And on the Friday and Saturday, Boris said, right, we're shutting all the pubs. So I said, well, where's my Thursday night? What am I going to do now? So I set up an event on Facebook and just said to friends and family, look, I'll do a virtual get together somehow on Thursday night, and I'll run a bit of a quiz and we can have a bit of a laugh. And I set it as public, and I didn't realize, I thought it was a private event, and people started sharing. And by the time that the first quiz came around on the Thursday night, there was over 500,000 people interested or going to the quiz. And then subsequently we sort of carried on from there. We built a lovely community. We broke a world record for 182,000 people watching a quiz. I've got the Points of Light award from the Prime Minister's office. But the most pleasing thing is the community that we've created, and we've raised over £750,000 for various charities over the last 7 months. So it's been a surreal 7 months, but it's been a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a regular part of my family's Thursday evenings as well. I remember on the first week, we'd actually just gone out to do the clap for the NHS, and our neighbour told us about it then. At that point, we hadn't heard about it. Oh yeah, that sounds good, we'll go into it. And we've seen how it's developed. Obviously, the technical side of it has obviously had to be upgraded a bit as it's gone along, because it's been on quite a large scale, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 182,000. We're still with about sort of 40 to 50,000 people every Thursday night tuning in to watch a quiz. And the great thing is people love the authenticity of it. They're not too worried if there's a technical mistake or I give away the wrong answer. It just gets social media going the following day. The classic one at the moment that came out a couple of weeks ago, I forgot that the TV series Dinner Ladies was from a factory, and I just saw the word Dinner Ladies and thought, oh yeah, that was what show that was broadcasting that was set in a school, and put the fact that it was in a school, and social media went mad the following day. And it's all good fun, and that's the thing. It's just a traditional pub quiz that you'd see up and down the country and the world as well.
Yeah, excellent. And of course, bit of wave this in front of everybody. Okay, you've got a book out as well. Stephen Fry, no less, has endorsed it, so that's good as well. So that's something for everyone's Christmas stocking as well. So you've got before we get into the quiz, because I'm conscious of time, so you've got another world record attempt coming up, haven't you?
Yeah, so the 17th of November to the 19th of November, we've just got all the final details now. So I'm going for the longest streamed quiz by a continuous host. So the record's 37 hours, but we're going for 49 hours and 15 minutes. So that's going to be a lot of questions and no sleep. So,
yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun though, and the guys from Guinness World Records are on board with us, and they're giving us loads and loads of support and help. So, and again, we can just raise, we'll be there continually. People can drop in and out. We're going to set a schedule up, so there might be an hour on technology, then there might be an hour on sport, or there might be an hour on what is this, and I'll just hold a pen up for 20 minutes. So it'll be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun, and again, raise a lot more money for charity as well.
Excellent. Right. Okay. We're at 20 to 5. So I'll hand over to you if you give a bit of a rundown of the rules. We've got a few rounds, and we'll leave it with you.
Okie dokie. Well, thanks everyone. So I've got 30 questions in front of me. So I've got an international round. I've got a round on technology and links as well. Questions very, very kindly supplied. And then I've also got just a Geberal knowledge round. And the reason it's called Geberal knowledge is one of the many errors and mistakes of the quiz. On my Word document for the first quiz, it was spelt Geberal knowledge instead of general, and I just read that out, and it has stuck ever since. So it's now known as Geberal knowledge on every one of the quizzes. So 10 random questions for you. I've got the slides, so I'll put them up on screen. There's some pictures and everything, but it is just pen and paper fun. So write down your answers. We'll give you the answers at the end of the quiz. Don't put them into the comments. All you need to do, grab yourselves a pen and a piece of paper. Write down the answers, and then what we'll do at the end of the quiz, we'll ask you to put in the chat just how you've got on and what your score is, and we'll see if we can find an overall winner. So yeah, it's none of this technical, Kahoot quizzes or speed quizzing. It's just a traditional pub quiz, pen and paper. So I'm going to try and share my screen. Where are we? That one. There. So we should have that on screen. It should say round 1 and international in front of you. So if everybody is ready, question number 1. So these are an international theme for all those jet setters that are around there. So HND is the IATA code for which airport? So HND is the IATA code for which airport? Number 2, where in the world is this skyline? So where in the world would you find this skyline? Number 3, China's second largest brewery is Tsingtao, but what is the largest? It's a very nice beer as well. Number 4, where in the world is this skyline? So where would you see this skyline? Number 5, where in the world would you be eating the delicacy jellied moose nose? It sounds horrendous, but it also sounds really nice. So where in the world would you be eating the delicacy jellied moose nose? Number 6, another picture for you. Name the valley from this picture. Number 7, VWP and ESTA are acronyms you need to know if traveling to which country? So VWP and ESTA are acronyms you need to know if traveling to which country? Number 8, another picture. Name the website stroke app. One you'd probably need if you are traveling around the world. So name the website stroke app for number 8. Number 9, the longest train service by distance runs from Moscow to which location, covering 10,267 kilometers? Takes about 8.5 days to go from one end to the other. So the longest train service by distance runs from Moscow to which location, covering 10,267 kilometers? Finally, then, for your international round, number 10, 55 centimeters times 40 centimeters times 25 centimeters, plus or minus a centimeter, maybe either way, is the acceptable size for what on an airline? So 55 by 40 by 25 centimeters, plus or minus a centimeter, either way, is the acceptable size for what on an airline? I'll give you a clue. It's not the size of the plate that you expect to see your food being served on in business or first class. Okay, so round 2, it's a LINX stroke technology round. So some of these, 5 of these questions have been supplied by Jeremy himself. I'm not sure if he got them himself or he made them himself, but they came from him. So if you don't like them, I'm blaming him. Here we go. Number 1. So on the 28th of October, LINX Scotland celebrated its birthday, but in which year was it established? So on the 28th of October, LINX Scotland celebrated its birthday, but in what year was it established? Number 2, how many members are connected at the LINX Manchester Regional Exchange? Is it 92, 102, or 112? So how many members are connected at the LINX Manchester Regional Exchange? Is it 92, 102, or 112? Number 3, LINX Wales recently established a new POP with next generation data centers, but in which town? So LINX Wales recently established a new POP with next generation data centers, but in which town? Number 4, the LINX Nova Exchange in the Northern Virginia, USA, recently set a new traffic record of nearly 80 gigabits per second. Wow, I'd love that internet here. In what 3 cities is LINX Nova based? So the LINX Nova Exchange in Northern Virginia, USA, recently set a new traffic record for nearly 80 gigabits per second. But in what 3 cities is LINX Nova based? Number 5, how many member-facing 100 GIG ports are connected at LINX? Is it less than 200, between 201 and 250, or is it over 250? So did you say they had to get 5 out of 5 on the LINX questions to stay? Okay, so some on technology. Number 6, a bit of retro gaming. Snake was the iconic hero in which video game series? So Snake was the iconic hero in which video game series? Number 7, what came first? The Nintendo Entertainment System, the Atari 2600, or the ZX Spectrum? So what came first? The Nintendo Entertainment System, the Atari 2600, or the ZX Spectrum? Number 8, what was the name of the figurehead character that formerly appeared in the title to the Ask.com website? So what was the name of the figurehead character that formerly appeared in the title to the Ask.com website? Number 9, what percentage of the world has internet access? Is it 37.3, 47.3, 57.3, or 67.3%? So what percentage of the world has internet access? 37, 47, 57, or 67.3%? And finally then, number 10, true or false? There are 3.9 billion unique mobile internet users. So true or false? There are 3.9 billion unique mobile internet users. And finally then, so round 3, 10 random questions for you, 10 random Geberal knowledge. Here we go. Number 1. So which rapper was trying to run against Joe Biden and Donald Trump at this election for tonight? So which rapper was trying to run against Joe Biden and Donald Trump at this election? His name might still be on some of the ballot sheets, but I'm not sure. Number 2, 9 rooms, 6 murder weapons, and 6 suspects. Which board game would you find them in? So 9 rooms, 6 murder weapons, and 6 suspects. Which board game would you find them in? Number 3, the Titanic sank approximately 400 miles off the coast of which Canadian province? So the Titanic sank approximately 400 miles off the coast of which Canadian province? Number 4, Sean Connery starred alongside Nicolas Cage in which iconic 1996 film in which terrorists had taken control of Alcatraz? So Sean Connery starred alongside Nicolas Cage in which iconic 1996 film in which terrorists had taken control of Alcatraz? Number 5, the Super Bowl is the final event of which sports series? So the Super Bowl is the final event of which sports series? Number 6, how many hearts does an octopus have? So how many hearts does an octopus have? Number 7, so it's a lyrics one for you. Now, what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are going to try to move your feet. Name the song. Number 8, on which river would you find Cleopatra's Needle? So on which river would you find Cleopatra's Needle? Two to go. Number 9, true or false, the hummingbird can fly backwards? So true or false, the hummingbird can fly backwards? Okay, and your final question then. It's a picture one for you, and there's 2 points available on this. Number 10. These 2 bearded men ruled their empires for 2 decades, but what are their names? So these 2 bearded men ruled their empires for 2 decades, but what are their names? So there's a point for each of those. I'm assuming it must have resonated with a few people. There's a few people giggling that I can see on screen, so I'm assuming that's resonated with some people. They might recognize those. Okay, right. So we'll give you a couple of minutes just to get all your answers down and get everything, get yourselves ready. I deny giggling or Googling. I finally got the live chat back up. Excellent. Yeah, we'll give you a couple of minutes if you want to, so you can get your answers together. And then what we'll do is I'll go through the answers. And then once we've given you all the answers to all 30 questions, if you type your score into the live chat, and we'll see who came out on top. I mean, obviously, it's going to be, everyone's going to get 5 out of 5 on the LINX round, so that should be absolutely fine. So everyone's got at least 5 points there.
Run through the answers, we'll go from there. I have to say, there was some tougher questions than I was expecting, Jay, there. So.
Apologies. Here we go then. Right, let's put it up. Don't want to share me. I want to share that one. There we go. Perfect. Right. Okay, so here we go then. So number 1 for your international round. HND is the IATA code for which airport? It's Tokyo. I had those letters the wrong way around earlier and then double checked. I actually had NHD and it turned out to be a military base somewhere in the desert. So I'm glad I changed that one round. Number 2, where in the world is this? That's Singapore. The curveball in there with the big wheel. I thought people might have thought it was London, but number 3, China's second largest brewery is Tsingtao, but what is the largest? It is Snow. It's a very nice beer. Number 4, where in the world is this? That's Chicago. Number 5, where in the world would you be eating the delicacy jellied moose nose? It's Canada, or I will let you have the point for Alaska because it has crept over the border, but it's mainly in northern Canada. It's supposed to be very nice, a bit like cheese I was reading earlier, but I'm not 100% sure. Number 6, name the valley. That's Silicon Valley. Number 7, VWP and ESTA are acronyms you need to know if you're traveling to which country. It is the USA. So it's the visa waiver program and the electronic something. Yeah, that one. For that one. Number 8, name the website stroke app. That's booking.com. Obviously, you'd need that if you were traveling abroad. Number 9, the longest train service by distance runs from Moscow to which location, covering 10,267 kilometers? It's Pyongyang in North Korea. It runs twice a month. And it takes over 8.5 days to get all the way there. I think 7 of those days are for border checks at North Korea, between North Korea and Russia, personally. But yeah, that's the longest train service by distance. And number 10, 55 by 40 by 25 centimeters is the acceptable size for what on an airline? It's cabin baggage or hand baggage. That's what most airlines will say are their measurements. Round 2, LINX technology. Number 1, on the 28th of October, LINX Scotland celebrated its birthday, but in what year was it established? It was 2013. And number 2, how many members are connected at the LINX Manchester Regional Exchange? Is it 92, 102 or 112? It is 112. Number 3, LINX Wales recently established a new POP with next generation data centers, but in what town? It's Newport. Number 4, the LINX Nova Exchange in Northern Virginia, USA recently set a new traffic record of nearly 80 gigabits per second. In what 3 cities is LINX Nova based? It is Ashburn, Reston, and Manassas. Number 5, how many member-facing 100 GIGE ports are connected at LINX? Is it less than 200, between 201 and 250, or over 250? It's over 250. I think it's 253. I've not got my notes in front of me. I think I remember reading from those. Number 6, Snake was the iconic hero in which video game series? It was Metal Gear Solid. Number 7, what came first? The NES, the Atari 2600, or the ZX Spectrum? It's the Atari 2600. So the NES was the most recent one. The ZX Spectrum was 1982. The Atari 2600 came out in 1978, I think it was, and then was rebranded the Atari 2600 in around about 1982. Number 8, what was the name of the figurehead character that formerly appeared on the title of the Ask.com website? It was Jeeves, Ask Jeeves. Number 9, what percent of the world has internet access? It's 57.3%. And finally, number 10, true or false? There are 3.9 billion unique mobile internet users. It is true. Round 3, the final round then was Geberal knowledge. Which rapper was trying to run against Joe Biden and Donald Trump at this election? It was Kanye West. I think I saw in the chat someone said that he is still on the ballot paper, so there's every possibility he could still get in tonight. Number 2, 9 rooms, 6 murder weapons, and 6 suspects. Which board game would you find them in? It's Cluedo. Number 3, the Titanic sank approximately 400 miles off the coast of which Canadian province? It was the Newfoundland. Number 4, Sean Connery starred alongside Nicolas Cage in which iconic 96 film in which terrorists had taken control of Alcatraz? It was The Rock. And number 5, the Super Bowl is the final event of which sports series? It's the NFL. Number 6, how many hearts does an octopus have? It is 3. Number 7, now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are going to try to move your feet. It is Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. I have seen so many people attempt that at karaoke and it just not go well. Number 8, on which river would you find Cleopatra's Needle? It's on the Thames. Number 9, true or false? The hummingbird can fly backwards. It's true. That's a very good point. There are 3. Yeah, so you can also have a point for the Seine or the Hudson. And finally, number 10, these 2 bearded men ruled their empires for 2 decades, but what are their names? So on the left, you've got John Suter, and on the right, you've got Genghis Khan. That's the right way around, isn't it? Those names. Yeah, that's your 2 points anyway.
Marvellous. Thank you very much. So how did everybody do? What did I do? Well, I did quite well on the LINX bit, because I'm bearing in mind I set the questions. Whether all those numbers are still correct, who knows? But still only managed to get 6 out of 10. I've got 6 in the first round and 7 in the last one. So, yeah, it was quite testing. Good fun, I think. Hope everyone enjoyed it.
I've seen a 26 go through.
Oh, Ben's got 24. 26, and John, I'm not surprised about. Especially as he was in the last one. Yes, in case anyone doesn't know that as well, that Genghis Khan is John's alter ego. He actually hijacked a quiz that we did in Cardiff a couple of years ago, but under that name, so all good. Okay, does anyone have any questions for Jay? I hope everyone's enjoyed it. I think it's been a nice round off to the day.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Technical issue.
I'm rubbing off on people now. That just seems to be.
Yes, so you were saying actually you had one of those issues, the astrology question as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. That was me not going through my slides and asked the question. The answer should have been Taurus, and for some reason I'd not gone through my slides and it just said Justin Timberlake as the answer to the question. So it went crazy on social media the following day, where everyone was saying, I didn't know I was Justin Timberlake. I didn't know my star sign was Justin Timberlake. There's a few people who were renaming them, saying, well, if Tauruses get to be Justin Timberlake, well, I, as an Aries, I want to be George Clooney and stuff like that. So there was a whole new celebrity sort of star signs that people were putting together. I moved Milton Keynes to Hertfordshire, out of Buckinghamshire. That didn't
go down well, did it?
No, that didn't go down well. I've since made a public apology to the wonderful people of Milton Keynes, which was quite. I'm allowed back in now, I think. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's why people enjoy it, because it's just a quiz. It's a fun quiz that you'd find up and down the country, and there are always going to be questions that people will debate and answer, and people think knowledge that they thought they had. But pub quizzes, you generally got 40 to 100 people. I've got nearly 40,000 people sort of arguing back at me. So a lot of the time it's like, I'm sorry, yeah, okay, yeah, you might be right, I've missed that bit. So, but it's great fun. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really, really good. I say you've got another one on Thursday as well, haven't you? So it's Jay's virtual pub quiz. Look it up. I say it's been part of my family's Thursday nights, definitely. And
I think we're naming Thursday Series 2 because we posted yesterday on Facebook about it. Put the original text up from the first event up and said, what does everyone think? Should we do a quiz on Thursday night? And a lot of people have said they're going to come back and do the quiz on Thursday, having been in lockdown. So I
didn't think about it like that. Oh, that's good to hear.
So we're thinking about calling it Jay's Virtual Pub Quiz Series 2. The return of lockdown. But we'll see how we get on. But everyone's more than welcome to join us. We're on YouTube and Facebook.
Excellent. Yeah, Lindsay has very kindly put the link up to the little blog that we did a week or so ago, and that's got a bit more about Jay's story. There's also a couple of links to a couple of the charities that you've worked with. I mean, maybe just give an idea of some of the charities that you sort of helped over this time.
Yeah, my own personal choice was the Connection at St Martin's, which was the homeless charity that rebuilt me after 2 years of living on the streets of London. Back at the end of the 2000s, early 2010. And I always said that when an opportunity presented itself, I would raise some money for them and make sure that I repaid what I considered to be a debt. And we raised over £50,000 for them at a time when they really needed it. Which was great. We've worked with the Diana Award, which is all about anti-bullying, and I think there's no better time to be talking about that message at the moment, especially with a lot of things going on. So we're really grateful to be working with them. They put bullying ambassadors into schools and they train them for free, so that people have got a nice person that they can go to and talk about if they ever suffer from bullying. And then we've worked with all sorts. We've worked with Alzheimer's Research UK, who we're working with again in November. We've worked with Samaritans. We've worked with Dogs Trust, loads. There's loads and loads we've worked with, and then through the Patreon membership scheme as well, we've had 4 a month through there. So we're working with Air Ambulance and places like that. So, you know, we support as many charities that we can, just to give them a platform that they can talk about, you know, what they, you know, their charity, and give them a bit of focus.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much again. It's I think people seem to have really enjoyed that. There's been some really positive comments on there, and yeah, who knows? Maybe one day in the future we can do this again. I'll have to come up with another 5 questions for it. So.
No, well, thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.